Good morning all. My name is Pankaj Pava from Croma campus. Today we are going to discuss about AWS and its functionality. So let's start.
Welcome to all of you. Our today's agenda is Trainer's Introduction. Why do we require AWS Certified Solution Architect Associate course? Third, we will discuss about who can do AWS Certified Solutions Architect Associate course. And the final one, we will discuss about the cloud computing concept. So let me introduce myself. As a trainer, my name is Joginder Singh Tomar. My qualification is Master of Computer Application. So total I have 14 years of experience as a consultant as well as a corporate trainer. Initially, in the first 5 years, I worked as a Cisco, VMware, SCCM, ESCOM, Windows Server, Linux Server, Exchange Server, Office 365 as a corporate trainer. Then I switched into the cloud platform. Then from 9 years, I am working on various multi-cloud technologies like Microsoft Azure, AWS, and Google. So what is the reason? What is the reason why I shifted, why I switched inside the cloud technologies? Because the cloud made the life very, very simple, and the cloud is the future. Now these days, all of the companies almost are moving their infrastructure in the cloud. So what is the reason why the companies slowly are moving their infrastructure from the physical data center to the cloud? That we will discuss later. I trained more than 1,000 of the students from India and abroad also. I taught fresh graduates, pass out students, and the experienced corporates also. I taught students from abroad like USA, Africa, Middle East, countries like Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Dubai, Oman, etc. So this was my introduction. So I'm showing you few of the pictures where I delivered my trainings. So this is a picture uh, for the training in Oman. So I delivered one of the training on Microsoft Azure platform for the students of American Navy. So you can see these are the students. These are all my students, right? So they are already working as a American Naval Navy base officers. So this is my second picture where I am delivering some training, where I am delivering one of the training in the AWS Amazon Cloud Platform for the students of Ministry of Bahrain. Bahrain is also one of the Middle East country. So this is the third picture. I am standing along with my students. So where I delivered the training for the cloud security integration with the on-premises environment security. So the AWS Certified Solution Architect certification trains working professional to deploy a strong, secure, and scalable application and also build them based on the client requirement or business needs. They will be able to create customized solution for the application to solve problems. They will also be able to implement the best practices throughout the life cycle of the project. What does it mean? Let's try to understand with the help of an example. So I am opening my paintbrush. I will use my paintbrush application as a whiteboard. So let's say there's one company, the company name is HCL Technologies. So HCL Technology is dealing with many projects, many application projects like project number 1, right? Project number 2, project number 3, etc., etc., right? So this company is dealing with many projects. Project of what? Project of application, project of software. These projects has been given by many Indian companies, other Indian companies, or maybe the companies from abroad, like USA, UK, right? So this project is based on the application. Let's say that they are working on the project for application 1. Okay, this is an application 1. We are taking an example of application 1. Application 1 means the software 1. Application means software. So in order to develop this software, we require to arrange the infrastructure. So what kind of infrastructure? Infrastructure like we require the servers where we will deploy this application. How the servers looks like? The servers looks like this. I will show you the picture of server. So these are all pictures of the servers. Let's take some beautiful pictures of the servers. Let's take this one. Right? So in order to deploy this application, deploy means in order to run this application, there must be some servers. So after the development of this application, we require to deploy this application on the server. Okay. So creating the servers, right? Creating the servers on the cloud, selection of internal resources like CPU, what should be the CPU within the server, what should be the RAM inside the server, what should be the disk storage inside the server, what should be the operating system inside the server. The operating system can be vary, right? Operating system can be Windows operating system if application is designed to run on the Windows platform. Otherwise, it can be the Linux based operating system if application has been designed to run on the Linux based platform. So both are the operating systems. So why we are arranging the server, why we are creating the server, why we are selecting the CPU, why we are selecting the operating system, why we are selecting the disk. Let's say the disk we are selecting 1 terabyte. Okay, so this will be virtual disk. RAM we are selecting 100 GB. This will be a virtual RAM. 10 CPU, and these CPUs will be the virtual CPUs, right? So these are all resources, right? So providing the solution to run this application, okay, according to this project, providing the solution to run this application smoothly within the cloud data center, right, will be the responsibility of the solution architect associate. So as a solution architect, we are designing the environment where our application, where our project application will run smoothly, right? If any changes will be happen within this application, right, then we require to provide the solution. Let's say right now the server on which this application is running have a requirement of 100 GB, right? Later we added some of the upgrades and the patches. What is the purpose of the patches? I hope so you know very well, but still I will tell you, patches are extra addition of features which makes the quality of the application or the software very well, which improves the quality, which improves the new features, right? So upgrades and the patches we will install we are assuming that after the upgrade of the patches, this application is not supporting 100 GB of the RAM, right? The after the upgrade of this application with the latest patches, now the requirement of this application is minimum RAM capacity 150 GB RAM. So here is the problem, right? Because before the RAM requirement was just 100 GB, but after upgrading this application with the latest features, patches and the upgrades, now the requirement of this application has been changed, right? From before it was 100 GB, now it is 150 GB. So we need a solution. So who will provide the solution? Who will provide the solution to upgrade the RAM? So the person which is designated as a solution architect. Okay, the person who designated as a solution architect, this person will provide the solution to upgrade the RAM capacity up to 150 GB from the previous RAM capacity, which we were using 100 GB, right? So providing the solution, providing the infrastructure solution to run our application smoothly, to deploy our application smoothly. If we do the customization of our application, if the requirement will get changed, then with the changed requirement solution, providing the changed solution will be the complete responsibility of the solution architect, the person who is designated as a solution architect. Okay, so this is the benefit of doing this course. So all the services, all the techniques, all the skill which you need to become a solution architect, we will learn in this course. I hope so. My things are getting very much clear to all of you, whatever I said. Who should opt for AWS Associate certification training? Job roles that can find AWS Associate certification training beneficial include graduates with the fundamental knowledge of the computers and networking, right? Those people who are fresh graduates, but they have the basic knowledge of the computer fundamentals and networking, basic skills of the networking, they can do this course, right? They can do this course. Those people who are working already as a system administrator, they can also opt for this course. Network administrator, they can also choose this course. Cloud security specialist, they can also IT manager, developers, software engineers, enterprise administrator, network security specialist, network security consultants, information security consultants, cloud developers, solution architects. There are many designations which are present across this whole IT world. They all this list of the people can easily do this solution architect associate course. Now let us understand what is cloud computing, right? Let us understand what is the concept of cloud computing. Now everyone is saying the cloud is very, very important. We are moving our infrastructure on the cloud, but we should know very well why we require the cloud computing, why we should plan to move our center, we should move our resources on the cloud. Why instead of creating our resources like the servers inside the physical data center or the physical space of the company, why we should choose the cloud, and what is the purpose of the cloud, what is the definition of the cloud? So you will get all the answers for all the questions which are related to the cloud computing. Okay, so this is the universal definition of cloud computing. Cloud computing is on-demand delivery of resources and the services through internet as per the pay-as-you-go pricing model. So I will discuss this definition with the help of real-time situation, real-time example, right? For that purpose, I will use one whiteboard. So I have one of the application with the name Paintbrush. So Paintbrush is a very nice application that I will use to demonstrate you the concept of cloud computing, right? So as per the definition, of the cloud computing, the definition is saying cloud computing is an on-demand delivery of resources and services through internet as per the pay as you go pricing model. Okay, so let's discuss what this definition is saying. Let's move on to the next one more window of the Paintbrush. So let's assume we have a company. Hypothetically, we are thinking one of the company name is XYZ Corporation. Okay, the company name is XYZ Corporation. We are assuming this company is selling some kind of products, and this company is new company. We are assuming this is a new company. Just recently, this company has been started its business 1 week before. So this company have a plan to build up a new data center within the physical space of the company. Physical space of the company means on-premises environment of the company. So in order to build the data center, data center within the on-premises environment. On-premises environment means within the company space, hall space, right? Physical space of the company. If we are creating the data center, it means on-premises data center. We are talking about that. So what are the requirements? So what picture is coming in our mind if we'll think about the data center within on-premises environment? First of all, the pictures of the servers comes in our mind. So let's say we have the company will do the investment for the purchase of the servers. That servers will be the physical servers. Okay. So how the physical servers looks? The physical servers looks like this. After all, servers are also computers, right? After all, servers are also computers. There are two categories of the computers. One category is the server, second category is the client. What is the difference in between client and the server computer? The computer which is providing any kind of services, we are calling as server. Just let us understand with the help of example. Everybody in this world is familiar with Google, right? Google is a search engine server. So if we want to search anything related to anything, we need to just type the keyword. We need to just type the keyword of that information. For example, I want to search who is president of USA, right? So we will type in the Google keyword who is the president of USA. So if we are typing who is the president of the USA, it means we are sending the request to the Google server, right? After typing this sentence, we'll press enter from our computer that you are using. Maybe we are using laptop, maybe we are using the mobile phone, maybe we are using a tablet, right? From our device, the request immediately will goes to the Google server, right? After just pressing the enter, after typing sentence, we'll press enter. The request, this sentence will goes to the server, and Google server As a response, will display the information of who is the president of USA on your computer screen, on your Chrome browser, or and whatever the browser you are using in your computer. Maybe you are using Chrome, maybe you are using Internet Explorer, maybe you are using Mozilla, maybe you are using Opera, right? So server, Google is the server, and our computer who requested this information from the Google server is a client, right? So this was the example of public server, because the Google is a public server, right? It is open to all. Anybody can uses the services of the Google. Similarly, Facebook is also a server, right? Yahoo is also a server. These are the public servers. So anybody freely can use the services of these public servers. But in the companies, it doesn't happen. The company name is XYZ Corporation, HCL Technology, IBM, Tata, TCS, right? So these are the companies. So in the companies who are doing some business, they don't open the services publicly to everybody, right? If they are creating the servers, like the server number 1, application server 1, server 2, server 3, server 4, server 5, so many servers, right? Depends on the requirement. So maybe this server is a Active Directory server, domain controller server, this is a DNS server, this is a DHCP server, this is a VPN server, right? So there are many kinds of servers which provides a specific kind of service. So we are assuming if XYZ corporation want to build up a data center, then the company have to do the investment for the purchase of the new physical hardware based servers. So we are assuming the company did the purchase of 100 number of servers. Okay. What else we can imagine in the data center? Imagine in the data center network cables. Okay. What is the purpose of the network cable? I hope so you are very much aware about the networking cables, but still I would like to show the diagram, the image of the network cables. So network cable look like this. You can see these are the network cables, right? So these network cables will locally establish the communication of the one computer to the another computer. Let's copy this image and paste here, right? So what is the purpose of the network cable? I already told you. So with the help of the network cables, one computer will be able to communicate with another. Like if some information to this computer, so they will be able to easily communicate and share the information through the internal network cable. So cable is also required. What else we require in the data center? Let's just think about it. So we require the network switches. Okay. So these are all network switches images, right? Let's take this image, copy it and paste it here. Okay. So what is the purpose of the switch? If you know the basic fundamentals of the networking, you should know about it, right? Switch is a central device. Let's say we have 2 computers or 4 computers. This is computer number 1, computer number 2, computer number 3, computer number 4. These computers can be the server computers. If these computers want to communicate with each other, want to ping with each other, what we require? So these all computers must be connected with the central device we are calling as switch, with the help of these network cables, LAN cables, right? These are the network cables. Okay, so this is a requirement of the network cables. That's why we buy the network cables for the communication, local area network communication. So this computer want to share some information to this computer want to share some information to this computer. So all of the computers must be connected with the one and only central device that we are calling as switch. Okay, so switch is providing by many companies, but here our requirement is not to understand what are the different vendors who are providing the switch. So we are discussing about the physical data center. So company did the investment for the purchase of the physical switches. So this is also one more investment. What else? The company have to purchase the air conditions. Why do we require to buy the air conditions within the data center? I'll tell you the reason. So guys, in our physical data centers, in our physical data center, we did the purchase, we deployed the many servers. We deployed many servers, network switches, many components, right? Many physical components. But if there will be no cooling within the data center, then slowly the servers will get overheated. They will start generating the more heat, right? And due to the overheat, all the servers might be possible they will get crash. Okay, and they will get crash. So in order to avoid such a kind of critical situation, better to provide the cooling within the data center. So cooling will be provided by the air condition. So air condition we need to buy, and this is one more expense from the XYZ corporation or any company that intended to build up the data center within the on-premises environment. So air condition is also one more investment by the XYZ corporation company, right? So like this way, the company have to do a lot of investment for the purchase of resources. So server is also a resource, but it's the physical resource. Cable is also a resource, switch is also a resource, air condition is also a resource, right? So these are all resources. We are assuming the company XYZ corporation have done the investment almost around 1 crore Indian rupees. Okay. Hypothetically, we are thinking XYZ corporation, this is an imaginary company. So this company have done the investment around 1 crore Indian rupees in order to build the data center, in order to buy the resources, right? In order to buy the resources like the servers, cables, switches, air condition, firewalls, many more devices, right? So this whole expenditure the company have done in order to build this data center, we are calling as capital expenditure. I hope so the things are getting clear to all of you. In short, this capital expenditure we are calling as capex. Okay. So capital expenditure, why we are calling as capital expenditure? Because this is an investment. The company have done the payment of hard cash in order to buy all these physical resources for the deployment within the physical space of the company, which we know with the name data center. Okay. So one more thing, second thing, in order to operate this data center, the company have to hire the technical professionals, technical staff. Company have to hire the technical staff. So technical staffs like network administrator, system administrator, hardware engineer, okay, database administrator, security administrator. So there are many roles. There are many roles present in the IT industry. right? So network administrator have their own responsibility to manage the network and control the network related tasks and responsibilities. System administrator will have their own service roles. Hardware engineer will have their own responsibilities and the roles. Database administrator have to maintain the databases within the organization, within the servers, right? Security administrator have to deal with the security part, that nobody, no hacker or the attacker will steal the information, confidential information from the company, because the data is important, right? So security administrator have to give the security, have to operate the security within the data center. So these are all people, they are working on the salaried basis, right? So every month XYZ corporation have to give the salary. Salary per month. So without the salary, they will not work, right? Because they joined the company for the salary. Okay. So every month the company have to give the salary to this technical staff and the non-technical staff every month. So this expenditure which the company is doing for giving the salary to this staff, to this technical staff, we are calling as operating expenditure. In short, we are calling as OPEX. Okay, because just doing an investment in the data center, that is not enough. We require the technical staff also, which should be specialized in some technologies, like the network administrator is specialized in for managing the network throughout the whole data center. System administrator is specialized person to manage the servers, to manage the users, to manage the groups, applying the group policies, right? So every technical staff will have their own duties and the responsibilities. They are performing their duties and responsibility somehow to manage some part of the data center, right? So giving the salary to the technical staff, this is called as operating expenditure. So this is a recurring kind of expenditure. Recurring means every month. It is not a one-time investment. That one, it's not like that one first month we have given the salary and then we don't require to give the salary. It's not like that, right? Every month the company have to give the salary to the employees. Okay. So this is an operating expenditure because salary the company is paying every month operating for the people who are operating this data center, right? So that's why OPEX. What else? Electricity. Electricity. So what we required to run this data center components or the devices, is it possible that the server will run without the power supply, without the electric power supply? No. Is it possible this switch will run without the electric power supply? No, right? Is it possible this air condition will run or work without the electricity, without the power, the air condition will work? No, not possible, right? So 24 hours power supply is required in order to run or maintain this data center, right? So power supply is not free of cost. The company have to pay the bills every month to the electric department, right? So electricity bills per month. Okay, electricity bills per month, every month. The company have to give on the monthly basis to the electricity board, electricity department, right? It's not free of cost. So electricity bill is also a recurring expenditure, monthly expenditure. Every month the company has to bear this expenditure. So this electricity bill also comes under the operating expenditure, OPEX. Okay. So let's assume the company have done the investment, the company hired staff, right? All these all this investment that we have done. But there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee that the company will profit. Company is a very new company. For the new business, for the new company, it's a very big challenge to make the goodwill in the market, right? To make the goodwill in the market. So we are assuming whatever the business is doing by the XYZ corporation, within the same line of the business, there are various brands are available in the market. Just think about the example of toothpaste. Toothpaste is not manufacturing by a single company. Toothpaste is manufacturing by various companies or many companies. For example, Pepsodent is also one brand brand of the toothpaste. Most of the people, they are the regular customers. They are regularly buying the Pepsodent toothpaste, which cleans the teeth very nicely. Colgate is also one of the brand for cleaning for the toothpaste. Dant Kanti is also one of the brand which is from the Patanjali Baba Ramdev. That is also one of the brand. That is also a nice toothpaste, and most of the customers, regular customers, belongs to the. They are continuously doing the shopping for the Dant Kanti toothpaste, right? So in between these existing brands, XYZ Corporation is launching their product XYZ toothpaste. The name of the toothpaste is XYZ toothpaste. It's a very big challenge for the XYZ Corporation, okay, to create the new customers. We are assuming XYZ Corporation is a new company. It just recently started its business just 1 week before, but till the 6 months, the company did not earn any profit. Till the 6 months, and you know, 6 months is a very big time period. So till 6 months, no profit earned by the company. Okay, no profit. The company did not earn even a single rupee profit. But for the hope of getting the profit, the company is continuously giving the salary to all of the staff members, whether they are the technical staff members or the non-technical staff members, right? Maybe the company is thinking, the board of directors of the companies are thinking that maybe after the 1 month, the business will be fine. Maybe after the 3 months, the business will be fine. Hoping, everybody hope. So like the same way, the company's board of director were hoping that once they will get the business, might be next month, after the 2 months, maybe after the 5 months, maybe after the 6 months. But after the 6 months, till the 6 months, the company did not earn even a single penny, single profit. The company did not earn. But 6 months is a very long duration. 6 months is a very long time period. Right? So after the 6 months, the company decided, the board directors of the company, they did the meeting, and in the meeting they decided to shut down the business, to shut down the company, to close the business, because the 6 months are enough. So without getting any profit, if the company is giving the salary to every employee, it's a very big thing, right? But 6 months is a very big period. So what the company decided? Company decided to close the business. Company decided to close the company. So the employees got fired from their jobs because the companies don't have enough to continue the business after the 6 months. So they fired the employees. The company fired the employees. But what about this data center? What about these resources? The company have done the investment of 1 crore Indian rupees in order to build up this data center. So this 1 crore Indian rupees will be a very, very big loss for the company. Okay, very, very big loss for the company, right? It's not like that if the company is not getting any profit, they can return these servers, they can return these devices or the air conditions to the person or the vendor from where they purchased earlier. No, the vendor will not return it back from you. Okay, so if you'll resell these servers and the other devices within of the data center, the resale value will be very less, extremely less, just like a scrap. If you are selling the scrap, so it's not a good thing. So 1 crore Indian rupees will be a very big loss. The company which is invested to build up this data center, right? So why I'm telling this story? I am telling this whole story of XYZ Corporation of the physical data center because I want to tell you why the cloud is better instead of the physical data center, right? Let's hypothetically assume that instead of the physical data center before the 6 months, if the company XYZ Corporation could have taken the decision to build up the resources and the data center in the cloud, what could be the picture, right? What could be the picture? So let's discuss. So let's open one more paintbrush. So the company name is same. The company name is XYZ Corporation. But hypothetically, we are thinking about the situation of 6 months before. If the company could have taken the decision to create the data center resources on the cloud, then what could be the benefit? What could be the advantages, right? So let me first of all clear. Okay, let me check. XYZ Corporation want to build the data center on the cloud before adverse another situation we are thinking, right? Okay, first of all, we should know cloud is a subscription service. Okay, cloud is a subscription based service. Okay, what is subscription? Subscription means the permission. Subscription means the permission to access or access the services of the cloud. If you have a subscription, then you will get the authorization to build up your servers in the cloud. But these servers will not be the physical servers. These servers will be virtual server. Everything you will create in the cloud will be virtualized, not the physical existence. What is virtual? Virtual means there is no physical existence. So what do you think? If we have created this server, there is no RAM, there is no disk, there is no CPU. No, it's not like that. In this virtual server, there will be the virtual RAM, there will be virtual disk, there will be virtual CPU. Everything is virtual, right? And in this disk, there will be some operating system. Like the same way the operating system is running in the physical server. So operating system can be the Linux operating system or Windows operating system. Okay, or Windows operating system. So RAM will be also internal component, disk will be also internal component, virtual CPU will be also internal component, but these are these are virtual in nature, not the physical in nature. So this virtual machine is containing VRAM, VDisk, vCPU, right? So guys, what else we are getting after taking a subscription? First of all, what is subscription? Subscription is a approval from the cloud service platform vendor. There are many cloud service platform vendor are present across the whole world, like the AWS, right? Azure, Google, Oracle, Alibaba. Total, we have 75 plus cloud platforms, right? Cloud platforms are available across the whole world, which are providing the similar kind of cloud services, right? But why we decide AWS is better or Azure is better? On what criteria we decide Google is better? It's not like that. AWS is also better, Azure is also better, Google is also better. So similarly, almost all the cloud platforms, cloud service vendors, AWS, Amazon is also a vendor, cloud service vendor. Azure is also from the Microsoft, Google is also from the Google, right? So these are the cloud platforms. Almost all the cloud service platforms are providing the similar kind of services. AWS, why we are preferring AWS? Because AWS having the stock market or the share value in the market is more as compared to the other cloud platforms, right? AWS has greater value than the market value or the market share value than the Azure, Google, Oracle, and the other XYZ cloud platforms. That's why people are preferring AWS more. Okay. So after taking the subscription, we will be able to, AWS is providing the access or giving the access to use the cloud services. There are various cloud services that we'll discuss later, right? What are the services that we'll discuss later quickly? So after taking during the subscription, what we require to do? We require to give the company email address if you are a company or if you are a business house. If you are not a business house, you are a learner, just give your personal ID, personal email address. You have to give the address of the company, right? Otherwise, you can give your home address as a learner. What else we require? You have to give the debit card or credit card detail, right? You have to give the debit card, credit card detail. Okay. So, and you have to register one mobile number. Okay. So after clearing all these things, you will get the AWS subscription. AWS is giving 1 year free subscription, 1 year free trial subscription. So that's that we are calling as 1 year free tier account subscription. 1 year free tier account subscription. What is free tier account? Free tier account means the free trial account. So this 1 year free trial account or the free tier subscription is giving us the access of the resources for the testing purpose, right? So for those people who want to shift or switch their data center from the physical data center or the on-premises data center towards the AWS cloud. For those people, for those business houses testing purpose, they are giving, AWS is giving the 1 year free trial, right? So later, after the 1 year, if the company or the business house is satisfied with the AWS services, then that company can easily switch from the free trial to the licensed version or the licensed based subscription, where you will get the actual bills, everything actual. But in the 1 year, what you are getting the access of all the resources for the that you can use for performing all the lab practical exercise, which will be helpful for doing the AWS Solution Architect certification, right? But with some limits like that. During the free trial subscription, there will be the limit on the RAM. You cannot use the RAM more than this, right? For example, 1 GB, if the limit given in the free trial, 1 GB, whatever the server you will create, if you are using the RAM 1 till 1 GB, that's up to 1 GB of the RAM, which is the limit, then it's okay. There will be no charge, it's free of cost. But instead of the 1 GB, you are using the RAM, you are deploying the RAM within a new server, virtual server, like 60 GB. Then more than the 1 GB is a 60 GB, then you have to pay. It will cost you. It will cost you the billing, right? So be careful about that. Later, I will share about that. What are the limits when you will join this course as a regular student? Okay. So what I was saying, XYZ Corporation could have taken the decision before the 6 months to build up the data center on the cloud. What could be the benefit? So cloud is a subscription-based service, right? So after taking the subscription, the cloud is giving us the platform, giving us the space, virtual space where the client or the customer like us, XYZ, have taken the subscription within the AWS cloud platform. Then XYZ Corporation is not an investor. XYZ Corporation is a tenant, right? Who is the tenant? For tenant is a person who is paying the rent, for using the resources that we are calling as tenant. Okay, like the just understand with one simple example. If you are living in a PG, right? If you are living in a PG, then every month you have to pay the rent to the PG owner, building owner, right? PG building owner will allow you to use all the resources in the PG accommodation that you are availing, like mattress you can utilize, you can use the mirror, you can use the washroom, you can use the almirah, whatever the comforts are available, amenities are available within the PG, you will be able to access, you will be able to use, right? But you are paying the rent at the end of the month to the PG owner. Okay. So the same way, if you are creating the resources like the server 1, server 2, server 3, server 4 within the AWS cloud space, then you will not the investor. You are not the investor because you are not buying these servers. You are creating server, you are running this server, and when the 1 month will be cross, you have to pay the rent or bill. Okay, you have to pay the bill to the AWS cloud service provider. Okay, so how the bill will be decided? The bill will be decided on the basis of the two factors. The first factor, the bill will be decided on the basis of the two factors, right? So let me clean this screen. So factors. Let's say we have this server. This is a virtual server or the virtual machine that we have created in the AWS cloud platform. Okay, so within the AWS cloud, we have created this new server. This server, of course, will have the virtual CPU, we'll have the virtual disk, we'll have the virtual CPU, virtual RAM, and operating system. Maybe the Windows operating system, maybe the Linux based operating system. If this server you are running, if within this server, the RAM you have installed, virtual RAM 1 GB, then you have to pay according to the 1 GB, right? If you have increased the RAM from the 1 GB to the more RAM capacity like 100 GB, then your billing will not be remain same. At the end of the month, right, you have to pay the billing according to the 100 GB. It means if your capacity, if you are using the more capacity of the resources, then you are paying more. If you are using the less capacity of the resources, then you are paying less billing, less rent to the cloud service providers. It's a simple, it's a transparency, right? This is the first factor. Second factor is that, let's say this server is running from the past 20 hours, right? This server is running from the past, continuously running from the past 20 hours, right? Then you have to pay the bill according to the 20 hours. But if there's one more server, this server is another server. If this server is running from the past 1000 hours, then this server, for this server, you have to pay more bill because the number of hours are more, right? So these are the two factors on which bill will get considered. Okay, I hope so things are getting clear. Okay, so if you are moving your data center, if you switch your data center in the cloud, we are taking an example of the XYZ Corporation. If the XYZ Corporation could have planned to build the data center on the cloud inside the physical space, instead of the physical environment or the physical on-premises environment, then the picture could be different. So cloud is working on the pay-as-you-go pricing model, right? Anytime you can increase the number of resources, anytime you can decrease the number of resources. If today you have a requirement of just 4 servers, and you are feeling like that, your company XYZ Corporation feeling like that, 4 servers are enough to handle the existing applications load. So you can continue with the 4 servers, but because your current demand is 4 servers. But later, maybe after the 3 months or the 6 months, your company XYZ realized that 4 servers are not enough to handle the load of all the application. Some applications are very, very heavy, and these 4 servers are not enough. So the company taken a decision to increase the number of server up to the strength of 50 number of server. So without any delay, within 5 to 6 minutes, you will be able to create 45 more servers in the cloud. 45 more servers in the cloud because your requirement has been increased, demand has been increased. So whatever cloud computing definition is saying, cloud computing is on-demand delivery, is an on-demand delivery of the resources and the services through the internet, right? So what does it mean? Let's see. If your demand is for the 4 server, you can create 4 server because the demand is okay. If your demand has been increased up to the 50 number of server, then you will be able to increase the number of servers up to the 50 number of servers, 60 number of server, as much as your demand has been increased in future. So cloud computing is on demand delivery of the resources. What is server? Server is the resource. So you can increase the resource, you can decrease the resource whenever you require, whenever you need it, right? and you can access these resources through the internet. Can you access the server on your local computer or the local laptop without the internet connection? No, it's not possible. So any server or any resource which is located on the cloud and you want to access on your physical computer, physical desktop, you must have the internet connection. Okay, through the internet you will be able to take the remote connection of that server. So next, what it is saying, as per the pay as you go pricing model, pay as you go pricing model, right? So there is a transparency. If you are running, before you was running total how many servers? Before you was running 4 server, your billing was you was getting the billing, or XYZ corporation was getting the billing, less billing according to the number of 4 servers. But later you increased the number of servers up to the 50 number of servers, your billing will not be remain same. Your billing will be modified. Your billing will be calculated on the basis of the 50 servers, right? You are using less, you are paying less. You are using more, you are paying more, right? So there is a transparency. Okay, let's assume one more use case scenario. Let's assume after the 1 year, after 1 year, the company realized that 50 servers are more. Why we should unnecessary give more billing by running the 50 servers? Our work can be smoothly run 5 by maintaining just the 20 servers also. So company can easily delete any servers in future and can maintain up to the 20 or the 30 or the less servers according to the need. So whenever you will delete the 30 servers and you will maintain the 20 servers, gradually your billing amount will get automatically decreased. Then you have to pay the billing according to the 20 servers, not on the basis of the 50 servers. So this is the greatest advantage of the cloud computing, right? What else? If you are maintaining your resources like the servers on the cloud, you have no need to worry about the electricity bill. You have no need to worry about the air conditioning, maintenance of the air condition, or provisioning the air conditioner, not required. So these are all will be the responsibility of the cloud service provider. No matter it is a AWS cloud service provider, no matter it is an Azure or any XYZ cloud service provider. Okay, guys, I hope so. The things related to the AWS Solution Architect Associate course about the cloud computing got cleared. So thank you much for joining this demo session.